So today is June 27th of 2022, and I got my new screws in. So I can carry on planking, and I've almost got this side completely done. Got a couple of screws to put in that top board that's on there. And then I got one more plank to put in there. And I was kind of debating if I wanted to do that now or if I should plane the deck beams down. Of course, I debated the same thing on the rest of it here on this forward section, whether I should plane those deck beams down first, because this is a little proud here. You know, the deck beams inside there, if I should plane those down first, or yeah, I wasn't really sure. I think what I'm gonna do is get the deck beam height established by drilling a small hole from the inside out through here, and that'll put a series of marks or holes. Just a little proud yet, and then I can cut this off. And I was debating, see, here's got one board left to put on, and here I was debating whether I should do the same thing or not. You know, I don't know. I guess it's kind of 6 of one and a half dozen the other, but I'm gonna have to put a little bit taller board on here than a 2x4. It's just a little bit shy in a couple places of making it with a 2x4. So I may take a 2x6 and I don't know, I may measure these and rip it down a little bit. I don't know, we'll see. But I've got one more board to put in here. One thing I decided that I should do though, and that I did do, I decided, let me get down off here first. I decided I needed to get this transom, the back of the transom cut to the proper curvature of the deck beams, you know, before I got too far here, because otherwise it was going to be hard to, or more difficult again, to get that down. I was kind of dreading that job. Was a little worried about it, how that was going to work, because it's fairly thick material. There's, what is it? Oh geez, what have I got there? I got 1.25 inches, so yeah, it's 2.5 inches, and then it's 1.5, yeah, so it'd be 4 inches. And of course it's cut at the angle up there, and that was the hard part, cutting the angle in there, getting that angle to match the top of the deck, which I got that established fairly easily. But what saw do you use to cut it? Well, I bought a bunch of long jigsaw blades thinking I could maybe cut it with the jigsaw, but I have never had real good luck cutting really thick materials, especially on an angle, even straight. It seems like those jigsaw blades just aren't stiff enough to get a nice true cut. They wander a bit. So I put my mark 1/4 inch proud, so I'd have a little room to work up there. Can plane that down the rest of the way. And initially I made the cut with my small skill saw or circular saw. I cut it, yeah, I don't know what it goes to, a little over 2 inches it goes with that, but at an angle it's a little less. So I got a couple inches or whatever in depth cut with that small circular saw. Now I could have used a bigger circular saw, and maybe I should have tried that. I mean, I've got a 10.25 inch circular saw there, but I did not use that. I used the 2.25 thinking that I could follow it with the jigsaw. That didn't work real well. Again, the thing wanted to wander. Now fortunately it didn't wander so much that I cut too low. In most cases where it cut off the line, it was cutting a little high. So I wound up finishing it up with a reciprocating saw and Sawzall, and that actually worked better. Those thicker blades wider blades, thicker and wider, don't wander so much. So I actually, and then of course I was following the original kerf from the skill saw, or the circular saw. So that worked okay. Then I did some planing to get a little bit closer. It still needs a little bit of finishing up, but yeah. And as you can see, I got a little bit, took a lot of material off that 2-inch thick material up there. Got a little close to the top, and I when I built it, I knew I was going to have to cut some off, and so I thought, I left plenty up there, but it got a little close. But there's still plenty of material back there. I'm not worried about it, but yeah, I put a lot less curvature in the deck than I had originally anticipated. Yeah, or what George had drawn in, I guess I should say. George was pretty proud of a lot of curve in the decks, and that was probably a good idea back in the days before we had fiberglass and epoxy, to get the water running off of it a little better. But anymore nowadays, I don't think that's quite as big a deal. I mean, you could probably could have a flat deck if you're gonna glass it and epoxy it. You could probably have a flat deck and have minimal issues. But anyway, I got that done. Another thing I've been working on, just a little side job here, was between the engine room and the forward compartment, I wanted to seal this area here up. So I put a couple of boards in here, this one and this one. Not that I necessarily want to have watertight compartments. I don't think anything is going to be, I mean, I guess it would be, but keep sound and engine room heat and smell and stuff from moving even through the bilge in the forward part of the boat. And you can see I put a couple of supports in here. It also adds more strength to the boat here, obviously. I didn't go nuts attaching it. This has simply got some stainless steel screws holding it in, and I did bed it, and then I did decide to go ahead and put some marine adhesive on these. Just, I don't know, not that it's really necessary, but again, to seal it up just a little bit. Probably gonna put batteries, my house batteries, in here in this side. Probably put a box or something, somewhere up in here. Maybe right in here. I'll put the engine start battery in a box up under the sole of the engine room, out of the way, but still closer to the rest of the electrical systems, and so we can have some switches and whatnot in there. But that's about all I've been up to, other than, like I said, planking on the port side over here, and we're preciously close to having that done. And then I've only got 2 or 3 strakes to put in on the other side, and I'll be done over there too. So yeah, it's even taking some time off and doing some other things, and I'm still getting this done. I was talking about being done by the 4th of July, and really no problems getting this done by the 4th of July. So I certainly met my goal there, even not working out that hard. But once we get both these sides planked up, then I guess the next thing is to maybe start putting bilge stringers in, get the chine planed down to its final angle, get it this all planed off, and start getting some bilge stringers in. Probably won't put them all in. I want to leave a little bit of room here to still be able to work and get at this stuff. But yeah, so it's progress. Isn't that right, Spot? Where are you going? Spot. Where are you heading? Getting a drink, huh? No?